Hey, good evening, everybody. Good to have you on. I'm glad you can join me tonight as you're coming on. Just look forward to talking with you tonight about the power of focus. I'm going to talk to you about overcoming double-mindedness tonight. I'm going to talk to you about how to form a plan, how to get a goal, and how to stick with a goal. Just harnessing the power of focus tonight. Hey, April. So I'm going to be talking with you for just a few minutes tonight. I'm glad you can join me, everyone that's coming on. I'm going to be talking to you about the power of focus. I was reading today from the book of James. And James, he says in James chapter 1 verses 8, that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. He also tells us in James chapter 4 and verse 8, he says that we're to draw near to God and that he will draw near to us. He says, cleanse your hands, you sinner, and purify your hearts. And he says that we're not to be double-minded. Not to be double-minded. You know, that's what I want to talk to you real briefly about tonight, is about harnessing the power of focus. You know, collecting all of your time, all of your energy, all of your efforts into one centralized direction. Hey, Becky, good to see you. That's what I want to talk to you about. Collecting all of your time, all of your energy, all of your mind into a centralized focus. Focus literally is gathering yourself into one sole purpose without distractions. Now, it's difficult, I know. You know, many times we make a plan. I had plans for today, and last night was a very long night for me. I don't think I went to sleep until about 3:30 this morning, and I had planned to get up early and get some things done. Well, I wound up oversleeping, and it was much needed because I wasn't feeling real well. As you can hear, I probably sound a little under the weather. All of my children and family have been fighting off something this week, and my eyes probably look a little tired, so I'll try to perk up a little bit. But, you know, sometimes things don't go as we plan, but nonetheless, we cannot lose our focus. Can't lose our focus. So, you know, one of the things I was thinking about from James is when he says to cleanse your hands. You know, to me, that means clear your hands. Hey, Toby, good to see you tonight. Unclutter your hearts, you know, uncluttering your life. That's what I want to focus on. You know, stopping all thoughts and activities that are not associated with your goal. You know, many times our devices, our phones, they can be an obstacle to us going where we want to go, accomplishing what we want to accomplish. I believe that technology is both good and it has a bad side. It can be a distraction if we don't learn how to set our focus. And more than that, I will say create a time. This is one thing that I do daily, is to create a time without distractions. You know, put away the phone, put away the devices, put away everything that can distract, because you have to learn how to harness the power of focus. So James tells us once again that we can't be double-minded. You know, faith is something that we have to harness with focus. Now, I'm reminded of this from the book of James, because what happens when things don't go as we envisioned? You know, today things didn't go as I had envisioned for them to go. But here's 5 quick things I want to give you. So if you've got something, you can write these down with. 5 lessons that we have to know concerning goals. Number 1 is that we have to be self-motivated. You know, there's many times that things can come that can be discouraging or can break your focus from where you're going. But you have to be self-motivating. There will not always be someone to encourage us. Thank God for those who do encourage us. Thank God for encouragers. but there won't always be those. David had a time when he made some bad decisions, and all of the people who were with him, they wanted to stone him. They wanted to get rid of him. And the Bible says that he had to encourage himself in the Lord. So sometimes we can make decisions that were a bad decision, and there will not be people there to encourage us. We will have to self-motivate. The second thing I want to talk to you about there is do not make decisions that are based on your feelings. Don't make decisions based on your feelings. What happens when things don't go as you've envisioned? We can get discouraged. We may get down, depressed. This is where we have to exercise what James talks about. He talks about the trial of your faith, which is much more precious than gold. Peter talks about this as well. But he says that we have to exercise patience with faith. So focus, listen to me real closely on this. I've been thinking about this all day, that focus has to begin to team up with patience. Whatever you're focused on is going to require patience as well, because not all things happen overnight for us. A goal for us, as my mentor says, can either be birthed or it can be borrowed. And that's the third thing that I wanted to highlight with you, that a goal is either birthed or borrowed. And when things don't go as we've envisioned, this is where we have to be patient, and even patient in focus. One of the fourth thing that I want to talk with you about here real quickly is avoiding people who will disrespect your goals. There are people that not everyone's going to celebrate you. There's some people that they're tolerating you. They're putting up with you. I believe there's also people that they're watching you, and they're not watching you because they want to see you cross the finish line. Hey, Pastor Terry, it's good to see you tonight. There are people that are not watching you because they're on your side. There are people that are watching you because they would like for you to fail. And, trust me on this, the reason that they want you to fail is so that they can say to everybody else, I told you that this was going to happen. Not everybody's on your side. This is why my mentor and spiritual father says, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Some people are just putting up with us, but we have to avoid people who will disrespect our goals. The fifth thing that I want to highlight to you tonight is what you see is what you say. You have to begin to manage your environment, and you have to manage your environment with focus, staying focused, staying on target. Without patience, you will not be able to remain focused. You have to begin to put focus and patience together, because many things are going to require a long-term focus. They're going to require a long-term focus, and that's going to require you to be patient. So here's a couple of things that I do. When I begin to make plans, as I've been talking to you from Proverbs 16:9 this week, that a man makes plans in his heart, but it's the Lord that directs his steps. You have to begin to move your thoughts to plans. And a plan is something that's written down. I don't know what your plan is, but you've got to write that plan out. You need to see the end from the beginning, where you are now to where you want to go. That's the beginning of a goal. When you begin to write it down, then you're going to have to begin to fill in that time in between that space of now and where you want to go with details. Always make a goal that is measurable, one, and two, is attainable. Goals will become impossible to you without planning. A goal will become impossible to you without planning. Let me say that one more time. A goal will become impossible to you without planning. I've known this long enough from coaching soccer for over 18 years. I've coached all the way from college players all the way down to kindergartners. And, with coaching soccer, there's not a lot of coach involvement while the players are on the field, especially as they get older. Matter of fact, the coach can hinder them if he breaks their focus. He just simply has to let them get into the focus and the rhythm of the game and make slight adjustments as things go on. But, without making a plan, it would be impossible for them to have a goal. They have to stick with their game. I've told many teams as I was coaching them at halftime, don't play their game. You play your game. You play what we planned. We're not here to react to them. We're here to do what we do. We make a goal that is measurable. No matter what resistance is against us, we have to maintain the focus on that goal, and that goal has to be attainable, and it has to be attainable in stages. So focus is harnessing your time, your effort, your energy, and your mind, harnessing it all and getting it all going in the same direction. I'm talking to you about being double-minded. Double-minded means that I'm divided, or literally in the Greek it means to have two souls. I have to get all of who I am in energy, time, my mind, my effort, all flowing in the same direction, and maintaining that and holding that through patience, even through distractions. So one of the things that I've read this week that I was just going to close this with was a statement by a man named William Ward. He said, this is his recipe for success. Study while others are sleeping, work while others are loafing, prepare while others are playing, and dream while others are wishing. Dream while others are wishing. Just wanted to come on tonight and encourage you as we go into this weekend to harness your focus tonight. Just begin to calm your mind, calm your situation, calm the storm, calm the circumstances. Put away from you worries, put away from you fears, put away from you distractions. Whatever you've got to do to get yourself in a singleness of mind. Jesus said that if the eye was single, that the body would be full of light. We have to get a singleness of eye, singleness of vision, singleness of mind, singleness of thought. We can't be double-minded. The Bible tells us that if a double-minded man, he is unstable in all of his ways. He also says, let not that man think that he shall receive anything from the Lord. We have to get a single mind, a single heart, singleness of thought, focus. I want you to get that today. I want you to get that focus tonight. Going into tomorrow, make a plan for tomorrow morning. What are you going to do when you rise up in the morning? What are you going to do when you awaken in the morning? Get yourself a plan tonight. Make plans for tomorrow. Get you a day planner. If you don't have a day planner, go get one tomorrow. Write out a plan for tomorrow. From 6 a.m. to 7, this is what I'm going to do. Make time for the Lord. Make time for prayer. Make time to meditate. Make time to meditate in His Word. Make time to think about what you want. Make a dream hour. There's times I sit down and I just, an hour in the week, I'll make a time to dream, a time to think. There's a time and season for everything under the sun. We have to make time. Time will not happen for us. We have to make time. So I'm talking to you about those things tonight so that you can harness your focus and begin to harness the power of focus so that you can accomplish your goals and become successful in this life. Hey, glad you could join me tonight. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, 9:05. That's my plan, to be on at 9:05. I'll be live. I'm going to be talking to you tomorrow morning about some very powerful things concerning this to close out this week, and I will see you in the morning at 9:05. Hope you can join me. Have a great night. Bye-bye.